Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine you're given the job, right, streaming some of the world's biggest events. We're talking major concerts, huge conferences, global leaders, A-list celebs, F1 drivers, all happening live in one place, Expo City Dubai, and you need to get it out to a worldwide audience.
Yeah, and not just get it out. You have to do it perfectly, flawlessly, high definition, zero downtime,
Mhm.
like no buffering ever. And the security needs to be ironclad.
That is exactly the challenge Expo City Dubai deals with pretty much constantly.
It's immense. And today, yeah, we're going deep on how they actually pull that off. We've got this case study looking at their streaming platform. It's called EXSTREAMS, and their tech partner, a company named Muvi.
Right, so our mission here is to really get behind the curtain. What were the absolute must-have, non-negotiable things Expo Dubai needed for these super high-stakes streams? And then how did the tech they chose, how did Muvi actually deliver on those promises? How did they get what the source calls, uninterrupted, highest quality event streaming that just felt without limits to the user?
Okay, so first, you really have to grasp the context. Expo City Dubai, they're not just doing like small company meetings. The source material calls them a global leader in hosting and streaming these really prestigious events.
And the variety is huge, right?
Oh, yeah. Concerts, massive exhibitions, press events with national leaders, podcasts with, big name actors, cricketers, sports stars, musicians.
The biggest names.
Exactly. And it's all streamed exclusively by Expo Dubai on their own platform, EXSTREAMS. That's exstreams.ae.
Okay, so not on YouTube or Twitch. It's their own dedicated space.
Precisely. And on top of the live stuff, EXSTREAMS is also where all the legacy content from Expo 2020 Dubai lives, which, as the source reminds us, was the world's largest and most inclusive expo event in history.
Wow, so that's just a gigantic library of past content they also need to manage and stream on demand.
A huge library. And the scale is one thing, but the stakes, that just changes the game entirely. These aren't just, fun streams. They're often events of national interest. You've got reputed stakeholders, investors, partners, and government officials involved watching.
So failure is absolutely not an option. The reputation damage would be massive.
Exactly. You can't just pick any off-the-shelf streaming tool. They needed a proper enterprise service provider, someone totally reliable, trustworthy.
Okay, so that intense pressure, that pressure cooker environment, it directly led to a list of requirements for extremes that were, well, pretty demanding.
Oh, incredibly demanding, yeah. Top of the list, number one priority, uncompromised, zero downtime. They meant absolutely zero interruptions, none. Not for live, not for the on-demand stuff.
Which, just think about that. Zero downtime. In the real world of the internet, servers, networks, that's almost asking for the impossible, isn't it?
It's incredibly hard. Any tiny glitch, a server hiccup, a network blip, boom, your live stream is dead.
So achieving true zero downtime, that needs some serious fundamental resilience built in from the ground up.
Absolutely. And linked to that massive content library, plus all the future events they'd host, was the need for no limit on storage and bandwidth. They knew they had a huge content library already, and they couldn't afford to hit caps or worry about running out of space or bandwidth during a huge global event.
Again, unlimited sounds simple to ask for, but for the provider, that means building infrastructure that can basically scale infinitely on demand and managing the costs that come with that.
Right. And then there's the audience. Global events mean unpredictable numbers, so a key requirement was being able to handle high traffic loads. And not just high loads, but sudden, unpredictable traffic spikes.
Like if a clip goes viral suddenly or a surprise guest is announced.
Exactly. Anything could send millions of viewers flooding the platform all at once. The system has to handle that surge instantly.
Which means it needs not just the raw capacity, but the intelligence to see the spike coming or happening and automatically scale up resources right away.
Yes. Then the quality aspect. Seamless HD and UHD video streaming. Expo Dubai's goal was for EXSTREAMS to be the ultimate destination for crystal clear, high-def video, and crucially, without buffering issues.
Buffering. The ultimate frustration for viewers.
The fastest way to lose an audience, yeah.
Gotcha.
Especially a global one.
And delivering that high quality without the buffering. That means smart delivery, right? Especially with people watching on all sorts of different internet speeds around the world.
Which connects to the next point, an intuitive user experience.
Yeah.
The platform had to be smooth, easy to use, easy to find things, and it had to work perfectly on any device, any network, desktops, phones, tablets.
Because, yeah, the best stream in the world doesn't matter if people find it clunky or can't easily press play.
Right. And finally, maybe the most critical piece given the profile of these events, strict content security and rights protection protocols.
Mm-mm.
We're talking high-level, enterprise-grade security, preventing leaks, unauthorized access, piracy, especially for these national interest events with exclusive content.
Okay. Wow. So let's recap. Zero downtime. Truly unlimited scale for storage and bandwidth. Handling massive, sudden traffic spikes. Perfect HD UHD quality with no buffering. A super smooth user experience. And Fort Knox level security. That is quite the shopping
It
list.
really is. So given that, the case study explains why Movie emerged as the ideal fit.
What made them stand out?
Well, the source points to Movie offering a high-performance, enterprise-grade solution really tailored for these kinds of tough demands. One key thing highlighted is that Movie is pitched as a no-code streaming platform.
Okay, no code. We hear that term a lot. What did the source say that actually meant for Expo Dubai in practice?
It meant, according to the study, no further coding is required. Expo Dubai didn't need their own big team of developers or IT folks to build or integrate all the complex streaming parts, because everything essential is already built and available. The idea is it's an out-of-the-box, end-to-end solution.
Huh. That sounds incredibly appealing, especially when you're under pressure to deliver these huge events. It kind of shifts the technical heavy lifting.
It does, and the foundation for that is their scalable cloud-based OTT infrastructure.
Hmm.
Movie is fully cloud-based, and it uses auto-scaling technology. The source claims this gives unlimited scope for content, subscribers, and views, which directly addresses those no-limit and high-traffic demands from Expo Dubai.
Okay, hang on. Auto-scaling technology. How does that actually work to handle those sudden traffic spikes we talked about, conceptually?
Think of it like having an elastic infrastructure. Instead of a fixed number of servers that could get overloaded if too many people show up, autoscaling watches the traffic constantly. If it sees a big surge starting, it automatically provisions or spins up more server resources almost instantly to handle the load.
Okay,
And then just as importantly, when the traffic drops back down, it scales those resources back down so you're not paying for idle capacity.
got it. So it dynamically matches resources to real-time demand.
Yeah.
That makes sense for unpredictable global events.
Precisely. Another big plus highlighted was Movie having the world's most comprehensive video CMS. That's the content management system. Described as an easy-to-use backend for managing that huge library we mentioned, organizing videos, adding descriptions, tags, metadata, uploading new stuff, keeping it all manageable.
Yeah, managing content from Expo 2020 plus all the ongoing live events, that must be a massive undertaking. Efficient CMS would be absolutely vital.
Totally. The study also mentions that Movie supports multiple monetization models. It lists pretty much everything: ads, subscriptions, pay-per-view bundles, even e-commerce integration.
Does it say if Extremes actually uses those? Like charging for content?
It doesn't specify if Extremes is actively using all or, frankly, any of those monetization methods right now, but the key point was the capability was there. Having those options built in gives Expo Dubai flexibility for the future, even if the current focus is just delivering the stream itself.
Right, keeps options open.
Exactly. And then support. Crucial for live events. Movie emphasizes their 24 by 7 by 365 support. They call it unparalleled, mentioning a ticketing system, service level agreements, aiming for instant response.
Which, when you're streaming an event of national interest, knowing you can get expert help immediately if something goes wrong,
Right.
that's huge peace of mind.
Absolutely invaluable. So Muvi brought their main solution called Muvi One, configured specifically for Expo Dubai. And what's pretty amazing, the case study says the whole platform, the customized extremes.ae website, was up and running in just a week.
A week. For something handling this kind of scale and complexity, that's really fast.
Incredibly fast for an enterprise deployment, yeah. So the source then digs into the specific features of Muvi One that were the foundational pillar for Extremes' success.
Okay, let's get into those pillars. First, it's called an end-to-end video streaming platform. What does end-to-end mean here? What's included?
It means basically all the necessary pieces are bundled together and pre-integrated. So you've got the cloud hosting, the content delivery network servers, CDNs for global reach, the encoders and transcoders for preparing the video file.
Okay, wait, let's break that down.
Yeah.
We talked about CDNs being like local libraries for faster delivery. What do encoders and transcoders do?
Good question. Think of them like video processing stations. When you shoot video, it's often in a raw, large format. The encoder takes that raw video and compresses it, converts it into a standard digital streaming format like H.264. Then the transcoder takes that digital file and creates multiple different versions of it, different quality levels, different resolutions, maybe slightly different formats.
Why create multiple versions?
That's key for reaching everyone. It allows the player to choose the best version for a specific viewer's device and their current internet speed. That's essential for adaptive streaming, which we'll get to.
Got it. So encoding gets it ready, transcoding makes all the variations. What else is in the end-to-end package?
Right. So you also have the online video player itself, the monetization engine we mentioned, analytics tools, and crucially, DRM digital rights management for security. And the source really stresses that the entire streaming architecture is pre-built, meaning no further software integrations needed.
And it's all managed from a single admin panel.
Apparently so. Tying back to that no coding, no technical expertise required idea, the goal was to let Expo Dubai simply focus on streaming events, not wrestling with the complex technical plumbing behind the scenes or managing lots of different vendors.
Right, abstracting away the complexity. Makes sense. So how did they ensure the delivery itself was smooth?
That pillar was fast and seamless video delivery across networks. Muvi One runs on AWS servers, Amazon Web Services, which are known for reliability, and it uses powerful S3 CloudFront CDNs.
Okay, AWS and CloudFront. Those are definitely industry heavyweights for cloud infrastructure and content delivery. Using them makes sense for global scale and dependability.
Exactly. And for the quality side, high-resolution video streaming. The platform supports advanced codecs, but for Extremes, it was set up using H.264 specifically.
Why H.264?
Primarily for broad compatibility. It allows for high-definition resolution streaming up to 4K, while still working well on the widest range of devices people might be using.
So viewers with good connections get that crisp 4K or HD.
Right. But here's the clever part for everyone else, or when connections fluctuate. Muvi One uses adaptive bitrate technology.
Okay, this sounds important. How does adaptive bitrate work?
Remember those multiple versions the transcoder made? Adaptive bitrate streaming, or ABR, is where the video player on the viewer's device intelligently monitors their network connection in real time. If it detects their internet speed is dropping, it seamlessly switches to playing a lower quality, lower resolution version of the video before buffering can happen.
So it proactively steps down the quality to keep the video playing smoothly.
Exactly. And if the connection improves, it automatically switches back up to a higher quality version. This is how they combat buffering and ensure the best possible experience, even in areas with weaker or unstable internet. It's constantly adjusting.
That makes so much sense. That directly addresses the no buffering requirement.
It's fundamental to it, yes.
Yeah.
And circling back to scale, the platform provides unlimited storage and bandwidth. This explicitly met that core Expo Dubai need for their massive library and ensured the platform won't run out of space and be overloaded. The source also mentions they provide transparent tracking of usage, storage used, bandwidth consumed, encoding hours, so it's not just a vague promise of unlimited.
Okay, so the infrastructure scales, and they can see how it's being used.
Yeah.
What about the look and feel for the audience?
That was covered by customizable UI/UX for enhanced user engagement. Muvi provided a drag-and-drop visual designer tool. This let the Expo Dubai team tailor the Extremes interface, the user interface, and user experience to match their specific brand identity.
So they could make it look like their platform, not just a generic template.
Precisely. The case study gives examples. Adding the Expo logo, changing the color scheme and theme, enabling specific features like single sign-on using Apple or Google accounts for easier login.
Oh, nice.
Things like add to favorites lists for users and social sharing buttons.
Yeah, those little usability features make a difference. Makes it feel more polished, more like a premium destination.
Exactly. And the final piece mentioned was understanding the audience. Google Analytics integration for tracking user behavior.
How does that integration help Expo Dubai?
Well, it connects seamlessly via an API, letting them see key user metrics right within their Muvi CMS dashboard. Things like, how many people watched a specific stream or video, how long did they watch for, where did viewers tend to drop off, which content is proving most popular.
So getting real data on viewer habits.
Yes, and that data is gold for informing their future content strategy, figuring out what works, what doesn't, and ultimately boosting engagement based on actual behavior.
Okay, so putting all those pillars together, the end-to-end platform, the delivery network, adaptive streaming, unlimited scale, customization, analytics, the source sums up the result as a collaborative success.
Yeah, and the specific improvements listed are pretty compelling. First, uninterrupted event streaming. They apparently achieved that critical goal. Zero downtime during large-scale international expo event streamings like Expo 2020 Dubai. Hitting that top requirement is huge.
Definitely. Then exceptional viewer experience, delivering that high-definition, buffer-free streaming worldwide, largely thanks to that adaptive bitrate tech we discussed.
Also, global accessibility, reaching that wider audience because it worked well across different devices and networks powered by the CDNs.
And finally, enhanced video security, providing that necessary enterprise-grade protection against piracy and unauthorized use for their valuable content.
And the case study wraps that section with a pretty strong quote, a testimonial from the Expo Dubai team. They said, Muvi has revolutionized our video streaming experience. With their powerful and scalable platform, we've been able to seamlessly stream major global expo events with ease and confidence. Our audience engagement has never been better.
Wow. That's a powerful endorsement, especially coming from an organization with such incredibly high stakes.
It certainly carries weight.
So as we wrap up this deep dive on Expo City Dubai's Extremes and Muvi, what does this really tell us? What does it take to pull off these massive, high-stakes digital streaming events reliably? It seems like first you need incredibly clear, really demanding requirements spelled out right from the start. But then crucially, you need a technology solution that's not just a list of features, but a truly robust integrated system, one designed specifically to handle extreme pressure points like zero downtime, massive scale, top performance, and serious security.
And importantly, it needs to be manageable for the team actually running the event day-to-day.
Right. And what's really interesting here, as you pointed out, is their choice of an end-to-end no-code solution like Muvi One. It bundles all that incredibly complex back-end stuff, hosting, CDNs, encoding, security, analytics, into, theoretically, one manageable platform.
The promise is simplification for the client, letting them focus on the event itself.
Which does bring up a fascinating final thought for anyone listening who might be involved in building or running their own high-stakes digital platforms, or considering these kinds of solutions. Does leaning on a comprehensive no-code platform truly eliminate the complexity and the need for deep technical expertise? Or does it mainly just shift where that complexity is managed?
Yeah, does it move from needing your own large tech team to build and integrate everything piece by piece, instead relying very heavily on the platform provider's pre-built architecture, their ongoing updates, their roadmap, and importantly, their support team's responsiveness?
Exactly. What are the real implications of that kind of reliance, that potential single point of dependency, especially when you're delivering events where even a few seconds of downtime could be a major disaster? Something to think about.